Hi fitness friends, bringing you part 2 here in regards to shoulder joint and upper back mobility. Okay, so I'm going to show you 3 things that you can try out and you can play with and experiment in regards to kind of checking out that tissue that's in the back and shoulder movement. So I'm going to start with the middle back, or what we call the T-spine area. Again, it's an area that we play around with a lot if you ever take one of my yoga classes. We want good mobility in that T-spine. So I'm going to demonstrate here with a foam roller. This is a 6-inch one. I've also got a 4-inch one. If you do not have a hard foam roller, you can try this with a yoga mat. We've done this in class before. I love doing this pose or bringing this in at the end. It feels so yummy for the back. So number 1 here, I'm going to first show it on the roller. Okay, so I've got my bum on the floor, feet on the floor, hands here can support your head and your neck, and all I want you to do is just kind of roll and see what you're feeling here through that T-spine, or think bra line area, guys. Just think bra line into or just over the bottom of the ribs, coming up into the shoulder blades. Okay? Now, if you don't have a roller, so you can see here, if you're in that rounded shoulder, forward head posture, you can see how rollering that tissue, we're bringing it, we're relaxing it, we're training it to do something different. If you don't have a roller, here's how it can be done with a mat. Now, if you have a lot of pain, if you do have a roller and it's really painful, I'm going to invite you to use a mat or a rolled up blanket or a towel anyway, because this is going to be softer and it's going to be a little bit more forgiving. This is what we've done in class. Actually, in class, we call it a restorative fish pose. So after we're nice and warm and we want to relax at the end, just kind of find that posture laying on that mat, that rolled up mat. Again, feeling free to use the hands for support, because again, we don't want to create any tension in the neck. And you can feel free to use something as a pillow. We've used yoga blocks as a pillow. And I just want you to hold and breathe here as, again, we're opening up that chest cavity and we're releasing that tissue that's in that middle of that back. So that's number 1. Second thing I would like you to try, now this one you would want a roller for. So if you don't have a roller, just keep this one out. Do the 2 of them. That's a good place to start. But we are going to roller and stretch out this part of the body. And there's a lot of times knots in this part of the body. And of course you can see here that if there's knots in this part of the body, getting the arm up overhead is going to be tough. So I'm going to show it here on my left side. Just going to relax my left hand, left arm, and I'm just going to kind of roll here. Again, it's not a big move. I mean, it's a small, it's maybe 3 to 4 inches that you're rollering. And it's quite interesting. I'm finding a knot, okay? Anytime I show this or work with clients with this, there's always a knot. So I would be very surprised if you didn't have a knot. You didn't feel a knot here. But that again is helping to check out this part of your body. And again, I invite you to do both sides, of course. Hold on that adhesion for 15 to 20 seconds if you can. Play around with that, explore that. Third option, or the third movement here, again, we do this a lot in class, bringing the hands and arms up. We call this cactus arms, surrender arms, cowboy arms. And this is, I just want you to imagine reaching up overhead, and it doesn't even have to be full arm extension. I want us to just work in this small range first, and I want you to see if you can feel the shoulder blades move. We've got all 3 movements happening: elevation, depression, retraction, protraction, and then upward rotation. They're all happening here as we move the arms up. And just notice, basically with this one, I want you to connect with those shoulder blades, and I want you to feel them, get really good at feeling them sliding on your rib cage. So I invite you to practice that, explore that, leave me any questions, any comments, and have fun.